After the discovery of metals, man stopped using stone tools. Thus, Metal Age began. Today, I will discuss to you the Metal Age. It began 4,000 years ago when humans started making metal objects. The Metal Age is divided into the Copper Age, the Bronze Age, and the Iron Age. The Copper Age is also known as Chalcolithic Age, a short period between the Stone Age and Bronze Age. It started 4000 BC to 2000 BC. The word Chalcolithic was derived from the Greek words chalco, meaning copper, and lithos, meaning stone. So, Chalcolithic means copper and stone. Copper was the first metal discovered and used by man. People used copper for making various tools such as cooking vessels, household utensils, mirrors, roof tiles, ornaments, and statues. A wide variety of copper tools like fish hooks and needles were also made. Chalcolithic farmers constructed houses made from stones or mud bricks. Villages grew in size and were fortified. Grain storage and food preparation became private rather than communal as it was in the earlier villages. Farmers domesticated animals like sheep, goats, cattle, and pigs, a diet supplemented by hunting and fishing. Milk and milk byproducts were important. Crops grown by the Chalcolithic farmers were barley, wheat, and pulses. Most goods were locally produced and used. Did you know that during the Copper Age, the dead were interred in large storage jars, and at times bodies were cremated? Did you know that sometime in the late Chalcolithic, humans figured out that if you melt copper together with other metal like tin, it becomes harder? And that period is called the Bronze Age. It began 3000 BC in Mesopotamia and China, and around 2300 BC in Europe. It was the time when people first started using metal bronze. The bronze is a mixture of copper and tin. People used bronze in making tools, weapons, and farming tools. These were stronger and more durable than copper tools and weapons. There were a variety of bronze tools made, like flange axes, diggers, and halberds, and socketed axe in late Bronze Age. Metal workers and those who traded metals were the most important and wealthiest people in the Bronze Age society. Because of them, some leaders like kings built armies and outfitted them with bronze spears, arrows, swords, and shields. Did you know that during Bronze Age, animal-drawn vehicles made from bronze was used? As the population grew, farming became more important as food was needed. Large areas of forests were cleared using bronze-socketed axes, diggers, and bronze plows. That was the start of first proper fields. The title inventors of agriculture might go with the Sumerians, who started farming from 5,500 BC. Barley was their primary crop, but wheat, flax, dates, apples, plums, vegetables, and grapes were grown as well. Because of agriculture, they invented irrigation system using man-made canals and ditches in watering the land. Also, they had the field system, which rotates the crops planted in a number of fields to replenish nutrients in the soil. Thus, irrigation system and field system changed the face of farming. To account their harvests, the Sumerians developed the cuneiform system of writing, the first written language in the history. The people in the Bronze Age lived in round houses with a wattle and daub walls or dry stone walls. Some houses had to be built on stilts as they were constructed on wetlands. During the Bronze Age, both men and women wore long tunics typically woven of wool and hemp. They had covering over their tops too. In China, because they were able to domesticate silkworms, the wealthier people wore silk garments. We also saw the first use of textile production in Bronze Age. People also wore hats, belts, and leather shoes, and most clothing was in a dark color. With the use of bronze, people built large blocks of stones called megaliths to build monuments, statues, and tombs. These were used in ceremonial or ritualistic structures. Did you know that these were fitted together without the use of mortar or cement? They also built stone circles called henges. These were used as places of burials. The purpose of stone circles was probably connected to agricultural events. Some people built burial tombs called round barrows. They were often found under small mounds. Bronze, flints, stone tools, amber, and bone jewelries have been found in the burials. As Bronze Age progressed, cremation became more common, with ashes being deposited in a small pit or pottery urn in a barrow. The early man went on to discover new metals until he discovered the iron. It is a very hard water-resistant metal. That was the start of the Iron Age. It followed the Bronze Age, 1000 BC to 450 AD. Iron is cheaper, lighter, and stronger than bronze, and it is also easier to find and produce. Tools were commonly made of steel and alloy during this time. People cleared the land using iron axes. Most people were farmers who used variety of iron tools in tilling the land. Farmers used ard, an iron-tipped plow, to turn over their fields. Number of iron tools were also developed during this time, like sickles, shovels, spades, and harrows. Iron harrows made plowing of land easier due to the stronger tips. The two main crops that they grew were wheat and barley. People were able to grow peas, beans, and flax too. They invented rotary quern that helped to grind grains for flour easier and quicker. Their diet was a combination of bread, porridge, and stews. Did you know that the chiefs, queens, or kings built hill forts on hillsides? People were living in these groups of thatched round houses inside the hill forts. The walls of the round houses were made by using wood, straw, and mud similar to Bronze Age houses. These forts were surrounded by moats, walls, and ditches. Warriors protected their people from outside attacks. People kept geese, goats, herds of cows, and flocks of sheep during this time. Aside from farming, people worked as carpenters, artists, potters, and metal workers. Metal workers or blacksmiths were the most important group in Iron Age. They made iron weapons like swords, spears, arrowheads, helmets, and shields. These weapons were stronger and more efficient and were used by the military soldiers. This allowed civilization to be built and empires to rise. With the discovery of iron, chariots and sails were improved. They made iron spokes and rims that fitted into the wooden wheels of chariots that enable it to move faster. The iron rudder is used in ship to make ship steer on its own. Did you know that it was first time that ships used sails during this time? Because of the invention of sails and chariots, transport of goods was made. With the introduction of iron tools, production of food and other products increased too. Commerce and trading of goods started to develop. Coins began to be used so that buying and selling of crops and iron tools could be easy. First coins were made of iron, and later on, silver and gold coins were made and used. When trade began, cities were growing and people started changing their lifestyles. Thank you for listening. Bye.